feel like my bangs are very like actual 90s today, not like the cool 90s, but when they're like bouncy and they won't sit back down. Hey all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am doing another video that I have done in the past and I really enjoy doing it. So what I'm going to do is I have a makeup look in mind that I feel like doing, but as I do it, I am not going to tell you what brands I'm using. I'm not going to tell you what products I'm using, and here's the reason why. Right now I am back on a low buy, and there are so many times when I find myself thinking like, oh my God, there's a new foundation. I need that foundation. And that word need enters my mind when obviously it's makeup. We don't need any of it. And chances are, if you have any sort of a makeup collection, you have something in your collection that can probably be similar enough to satisfy that itch. Or if you see an eyeshadow palette with like this beautiful color story, you might be able to still grab those colors from different palettes that you have. Now, I'm not saying that I do not personally fall victim, which I do, to like really wanting a new eyeshadow palette or a foundation or a concealer or whatever it is. But I want to try when I can, if I have a look in my mind that I want to replicate or like a color story or things like that, I want to see what I can do with my own collection. So while I will not be mentioning the brands and I will not be mentioning the products that I'm using, like when I'm talking to you, if you're curious, I am going to list everything down below in the description box, but we're not going to talk about it today. And I want you to try the same thing. If you have an idea in your mind of like a color story or a vibe that you want to replicate, try to do it within stuff that's already in your own collection. By the way, this video idea was started by Hannah Louise Poston here on YouTube, and thank you for that idea. This is probably the third or fourth one I've done of these, and I love them so much. So the idea that I kind of have in my mind today, I'm opening up, like I'm using more than one palette even. I want like a teal vibe. Like I want teal sparkly on my lid, and I'm feeling like I want purple in the crease to go with it. I haven't decided yet whether I'm probably actually going to go with a quite lavender purple and maybe darker purple like right in the crease. So what I'm thinking it's going to be is teal sparkle with like a dark matte blue or teal on the edge, and then lavender all the way up here, and then darker purple in the crease. Like that's the vibe I want to go for. And then for foundation, I don't want to go as glowy as I usually do. So I want something that's more like medium coverage and not completely glowy, but anything I have, nothing's going to be completely matte. I want to go for like brighter under eyes. I don't know. I'm just excited to play. I haven't just played in a minute, so we're going to play today. I'm actually going to do my eyes first. I know, gasp, because I'm going to be using some bright, vibrant colors, and there is a chance for fallout. As of right now, I have nothing on my face except skincare. I do have my sunblock on. I always do that first. I am taking just a regular old eyeshadow primer and applying this all over the lid, all the way up to the brow. And I'm taking it out on the sides a little bit too, because I think I might need it out here if I want to blow it out like I think I do. All right, I am going to start by taking a very light pastel, almost purple. It's a little bit hard to see. It's kind of just pretty lavender color. Tapping off the excess, again, even though I am going to be, I'm probably going to have fallout and need to adjust that. But I want this to be, oh, I thought this was a little bit lighter than it is, but that's still fine. So maybe I won't need as dark of a purple, but this is going in the crease all the way, and it's going actually like I'm probably going to blend whatever's left on my brush all the way up, like pretty much to the brow bone. So just like that, this is just kind of like a wash of color. I'm going to put some out here too, but I'm going to keep it pretty high. Like I don't want to bring it down too much. I want to bring it just out here a little bit past my eyebrow. It's a pretty color though. I love doing these though, because this again does kind of remind me that I have, a collection that I really enjoy. And there are certain times, the palettes in front of me, I'll tell you, I have not played with them a whole lot. I have not. And like, they're so beautiful and they brought me such joy at some point. And it's kind of like, I want this color story, and I have this stuff to replicate it. Basically, I saw somebody on Instagram with this color story, and I was like, oh my God, that's so pretty. I need the palette that they're working with. And I'm like, no, I don't. I got a lot of makeup. These bangs, look at them. They split in the middle. It is so annoying. I can't wait until I get my hair cut, but it's not going to be until the end of March, which kind of drives me a little bit crazy. All right, I'm going to stop there for now. And now I'm going to go into, oh, this is difficult for me. Okay, I'm going to go into this deeper purple, and I'm tapping off all the excess. I hope this brush isn't too fluffy. I just want this right in the crease to deepen it up. Oh, that's such a pretty color. I'm really going to need to take my time blending this with both colors. So I'm just even taking what's left on the brush for this eye. Going back in with the brush I used for the light purple just to blend that out. I didn't add any more product yet, but I'm just using it to make sure that those colors are kind of seamless. And I'm not too worried about this getting on the eyelid because I'm going to have different colors there that will cover it up. Taking a little more of that light purple. Yeah, that's really pretty. I'm probably going to go back in and add more of that dark color, but I want to wait a little bit because I want to do the lid. Let me see, where do I want to start? All right, I'm taking this, it's not quite a pencil brush, it's a little fluffier than that, but I'm taking this brush and I'm going into, let me pack this on the side of the brush that's actually white so you can see it. This is a very deep dark teal. I know that almost looks black on camera, but it is a teal color. It definitely has that blue vibe to it. So I'm tapping off all the excess. This is gonna go just on this outer corner right here. And it's a pretty color though, but it's just gonna go out on the outer corner. And I'm pressing it into the lash line as well. Taking just a clean blending brush just to smooth out just this edge a little bit. Even though we're going to be covering it, I don't want there to be that harsh line. I like the vibe this is taking so far, but we're about to brighten it way, way up. I'm trying to decide which sparkle I want to use. I've got several different ones in front of me. I'm going to go for that one. Okay, so I'm using just a regular flat eyeshadow brush to start with. And I'm putting a more hardcore primer here, just so that the sparkly shade really sticks. I'm putting that all the way up to the crease, and I'm going to do one eye at a time. Then I am going to go into this sparkle. This is such a pretty color. Do you see this? Oh, look how vibrant. It is very teal. I feel like on camera it's pulling baby blue, but this is a teal color. And I'm just going to pack this on. I love this color so freaking much. Now I am going to want to go back in and touch up both that dark purple and the dark teal, but I want to finish the sparkly bits first. I will say, while I am not mentioning the products specifically, I really do like how this teal, that the specific one that I'm using, is not chunky at all. So it's going on very smoothly, and I feel like it looks pretty. And to be honest, I barely have, the fallout that I have is from the deep dark matte. It's not from this beautifully sparkly, shiny color. First, I'm dipping a little bit more into that dark teal, just so we can kind of keep this dark outer edge. I'm not applying too much more of this. And then back into a little bit of that dark purple. Oh, I'm liking this a lot. Going back in with that light lavender to buff that out. I love how this looks. I really, really do. Just making me very happy. I'm really, really happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just clean up under my eyes real quick. There's not a lot there, but there's enough that I do want to clean it up. And then we are going to do the rest of the face. Yay! Full disclosure, this is the only fallout there was. And I'm not even sure if that was necessarily fallout or if it was just for me because I cleaned up the edges to make it a little bit sharper. But either way, I'm pretty impressed with that. So when it comes to my foundation, like I said, I want something that's a little more coverage than I normally go for. So I do want to apply a primer that is a little stickier. So this is not a glowy primer, which is what I use a lot. I'll usually use I don't want to say brands. I was going to say a brand, but I can't say it because then you'll know that's not what I'm using. But I want to use a primer that's a little bit thicker and stickier, if that makes sense, because I want this coverage to be flawless. For the foundation I am using, it is just, again, it is a liquid foundation, and I'm just going to build this up slowly because this is more high coverage than I'm used to, and it's nowhere near full coverage, but like for me, who usually uses a tinted moisturizer, this is going to be a change. So fun fact, if you didn't already know this, a few weeks ago, basically like the whole beginning of February, I did have COVID, and my husband also had COVID, and we were in the house and we were isolating from each other. So anytime we were in a common space like the kitchen or anything like that, we both wore masks. I was wearing a mask so much that my whole nose broke out so badly because I was wearing a mask like often. My nose broke out so badly, and like it still hasn't fully healed, and it's so frustrating. Now for concealer, I do want my under eyes to be a bit brighter. So I'm applying a very small amount of a lighter concealer. I don't love heavy concealer at all, ever. So it doesn't work well on me. My under eyes are quite dry, and I do have fine lines and wrinkles and things like that under my eyes. So I'm just going to put, see, look how much, that was just like the tiniest dot. And this spreads out so far. This is a more full coverage concealer than I usually do. I'm even going to wipe some of that off of the brush, and I'm just going to put this under the eyes, but also like right along this edge to make it nice and sharp. Before that even has time to move too much, I am taking a pressed powder, and I'm just using a little powder puff with it, and I'm pressing that under the eyes just to lock that in place, but I don't want it to be too heavy because my under eyes will crease. I'm also pressing that just in places where I normally get super oily. Not super oily, I'm never super oily, but I just mean like, I don't know, is this breaking up? This looks a little funny on my mustache, this is weird. I think that's the foundation though, not the powder. All right, I am going to do my eyebrows. So this is going to be difficult not to show the product on screen, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. How about that? So I'm going to start by just using a regular eyebrow pencil to define. I'm not going to make these like 2016 brows, but I do want these to be more defined and filled in. So I'm going to do that now. You probably can't even tell the difference. Okay, so now I'm going to use a clear brow gel just to really set these in place, but also kind of fluff them up a little bit, because my eyebrows sit very flat against my head. So you can probably see it just, again, it just fluffs them up a little bit, separates the actual brow hairs a tiny bit. Now before I move on to finishing the eyes, I want to do the rest of the face. So I actually just want to do kind of a contour today. I don't think I want to do too much bronzer. I haven't done anything yet, despite it oddly looking like I have some sort of contour on, but I don't. I'm going to be using a powder contour. Ooh, this one's looking a little warm. You know what? I'm going to wipe that off completely, and I'm going to do a bit more of a cooler tone. I don't know if you can even tell. And I'm just going to apply this powder contour. Why is that looking so warm today? That's weird. Okay, let's finish up the eyes before I move on to everything else. So I'm pretty much just doing exactly what I've already done. So first I'm going in with that light purple, and this is going to be buffed like pretty, not far down, but like this is just using, again, this big fluffy brush. So this is not meant to be super precise. Gotta hold the mirror up. Why don't I use this purple more? It is so pretty. Then I am taking a smudger brush with that super dark purple, tapping away all the excess. This is going to go right into the lash line, just on kind of the outer third. Now into the waterline, I want like a teal blue liner just on the inner waterline. So I'm going to be using this liner. Is there a way I can hold this where you can't see it? I don't think so. So I might have to just come back. I'll be right back. All right, that definitely wound up way more like vibrant green than teal, but I don't think I mind it. I think it adds like a little nice touch. So I am also going to, I can't decide whether I want to do liquid liner on the top, but I think I do because it always makes me feel better. So I'm just going to do a very simple black liner with a wing. Can I pat myself on the back for a minute? Because usually when I say that I just want to do very simple black eyeliner with a wing, all of a sudden it turns into a wing that has reached the temples of my head, but this actually stayed kind of chill. All right, I want to use a thickening mascara rather than one for length. I would like thick lashes because I don't feel like wearing falsies today. And I know that wearing falsies is one of my New Year's resolutions, and I'm trying. I am trying, and I have been doing it a lot more, but today it's not in the cards. What do I want for blush? This is very hard for me to figure out because I am going to want to do a highlighter for sure. I feel like blush needs to just be like a mauve-y pink maybe. So I was going to do a powder blush, but here's the thing. I just really love cream blushes. So this might add a little bit of shine, but I am going to be topping it off. I'm using a very light mauve pink. So this is a very pretty color personally that like builds up very nicely, as you can see. It's not too aggressive, but it is definitely pink. See, this really doesn't add a whole lot of glow right now. You can build this specific product up to add glow, but I think it's just nice as it is. But I am doing a blush topper today. So I am going to be using this. It's like, how do I describe it? Sometimes it's hard to describe when you can't just hold it up and go, it's this. So this is technically a highlighter, but it definitely has color to it. So I feel like it makes a better blush topper than just a straight highlighter. So this definitely has some gold to it. There's definitely some pinky peach. And I'm going to start with it just as a highlighter, but kind of really buff that in. Look how pretty that glow is. I wonder what would happen if I wet this brush. Am I going to mess everything up? Maybe. I'm just going to wet it a tiny bit. Ooh, that really brings out that shine. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. For lips, I am going to try a pinky toned liner. I'm not going to be like hardcore with the way I line my lips. I'm going to have a glossy lip, so this is just kind of to keep everything in place. And then I'm going to try this. This might not be enough color, but I'm using a pink toned lip oil. Oh, that's perfect. So here is the final look in my no brand tutorial. What do you guys think? I love it. And I know I've done looks like this on my channel before, where I have blue or teal on the lid and purple in the crease. But guys, like, it's a color combo that makes me so happy. And this feels so good. It just feels really good. And I love it with this like really light glossy lip. Oh my God. Also, I need to get more lip oils because I love the feel of a lip oil, and this one feels so good and it smells like watermelon. So guys, let me know down below, is this a look you would wear? What do you think? I really love it. I'm really happy with it. If you liked this video, if you like this video style, first of all, if you haven't subscribed already, I would love if you'd do that and join the Rockstar fam. But something a little less commitment-wise, you can just give this a thumbs up because that really helps out my channel. You all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all Glitter Fallout. And as always and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video.